Hello everybody, it is February the 13th and according to the Farmer's Almanac, it is a good day for planting. I am going to be planting my tomatoes today. I've got a bunch of Determinate tomatoes that I'm going to be putting here along the fence, and I'm going to be using the trench method. Now I've done this before, especially for my leggy tomatoes, but because I'm going to be also planting these tomatoes every foot, and it's in a shallower bed than my raised beds, I think that the trench method is going to work better because I'm going to be putting 8 plants into this area. So let me show you what I've got so far. All right, so I've got my blood meal. I've got all of my wood ash left over from all the wood burning that we did this winter. I've got one Chef's Choice tomato. The other one looks a little bit small. I don't think I'm going to be putting that in the ground. It's my first time trying those, but I'm like, okay. I've got one yellow tomato, which is Sunny Blue Ribbon. That is a Determinate, and then a bunch of Independence tomatoes that I'm going to be putting in. So here's the area here. It's along the fence. So my theory is if they grow taller than the cages that I have, I can just loop them right on over the back of this fence. So I'm going to start by making a trench, and then I'm just going to pop them out and lay them down. I'm going to be adding my soil amendments, and then yeah, we're going to get these in the ground. My trench is about 4 to 6 inches deep. It's a little bit higher in some places, but the reason why, of course, we're laying it down is because we want these plants, these tomato plants, to have a really good, these aren't too leggy, but we want them to have a really good, strong root system. So I'm going to be removing the bottom 2 leaves here. Just snip those off like so. All right, then I'm going to be laying them down, and you want to gently, if you lay them on their side a couple of days before planting, maybe even a week, they'll automatically go up. But I have some that are way more leggy than this, and it's easy just to gently bend them. All right, so I was actually able to give them more space than I thought I needed, but I've got all 8 plants in. And now I'm going to sprinkle a little wood ash around the root area, and I'm also going to put in some bone meal. All right, wood ash and bone meal are down. Let's start covering these guys up. Now let's gently water these guys in. All right, tomatoes are all watered in, so the only thing left to do is to mulch around the base of them and cage them. And I'm probably going to use straw. Sometimes I use pine straw because we've got these enormous pine trees that give us free mulch. But I may see how I like straw a bit better. I know straw can have weird things in them. I'm going to try to grab some from Home Depot and just mulch around these. This compost that I've used is Black Cow. And I also kind of throw in some Scott's topsoil because it's got, you know, some organic matter in there. And underneath there is just that clay soil that I've been working on since we moved in to this homestead. But I've got my cages all ready, a couple of them. I don't have cages for those last two on the end. So I'm probably going to be staking those. But I may let them get just a little bit higher, and it's possible that I'm going to cover them because, I mean, luckily so far nothing has attacked the chard down there and nothing's been eating on the asparagus. I think the dogs have a way of keeping away any kind of nibblers that may be in the garden. But I planted tomato plants and then come out and they've been completely decimated, probably by cutworms. So I'm also going to be sprinkling probably some sort of slug deterrent around these guys. The plants are pretty strong already, so I'm not really worried about any disease, but you know, 'tis the season. It is spring. So leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite method of planting tomatoes. Once again, I used to just bury deep. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of this trench planting because you get more roots, a more extensive root system, which makes the plants a bit healthier and stronger. And you don't have to dig that far into the dirt, which is perfect for if you use methods like I do, like no dig. But I'll keep you guys updated on how these guys are doing. And then the next planting, which I'll do a video on, is going to be using our tomato trellis for the indeterminates. We're going to be making some edits to this just because it's swaying a bit. So I think hubby's going to be taking that bar off the back and putting it on the top. That'll give me two places in which to hang tomatoes by strings. And I'm going to be using the trench method in here as well to get as many tomatoes in as possible. I'm going to see if I can do 16. I know that's a big ambitious, but I have a lot of tomato plants, even more so than just the 16 I'm planting. But the rest I'm probably going to give away. I just have so many plants. But I hope you're doing well. Let me know what your favorite form of planting tomatoes is and what's your success rate. Be well, be blessed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.